Hi everybody. Some of you know me already. My name's Rory. I'm a Toastmaster. I've been a Toastmaster in London for over the past 10 years. During my time as a software developer, I've decided to build some tools to help Toastmasters clubs, my club to start off with, and then other clubs have come along on the journey to run themselves, to make it easier to run clubs so we can focus on what's important, the learning. As part of that, I've also built tools to help the district manage various tasks in the district to make it run easier. And this year, for the previous COT session and this COT session, one of the tools that is still in development, we're not as far as I want to go yet, but we'll get there, is a tool to help the district manage the COTS process, especially the tracking of who's attended enough COTS events and what they've done to make it easier to record it and make sure we don't miss anybody. So, as a district officer who's managing COTS events for your divisions, the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the Toast Host website. So it's toasthost.co.uk. It already knows who you are. So because of the relationship with the district, we know who you are, we know who your email address is, and we know you're a district officer who has the rights to adjust things in the district and manage things like COTS. So go to the website. First thing you need to do, log in. When you click login, it'll ask for your email address. Now, my computer remembers who I am, so I'm going to put my email address in. The key thing is this must be the same email address you use on the Toastmasters International website, the one you get all the official Toastmasters stuff from. So you click continue. If you have never logged into this site before and you've never set up a password, it will just offer you the chance to log in with a one-time code. It'll send you an email with a magic number. So click send one-time code, go check your email, type in the code, and it'll log you in. At that point, if you want to, you can add a password as well. Otherwise, each time you come to the site, it will ask you for a one-time code. So I'm going to use password because I've got one set up and my computer knows the password. Sign with password. Now, a lot of this site is for running clubs, and we're not going to go into that today. We can do that in another session at some point in the future. What I need you to do for recording COTS information is scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see this resource and support, and you want the district section. Click the district section, click District 91. Now we've got privacy mode on, so it will just give you partial information for the users, but it's enough to show you what we're doing today. Now on this page, again, you scroll all the way down to the bottom and we're going to go to COTS management. So click COTS management. This section of COTS for this year is already configured. So click on here. Now, what you're going to see on this screen is several things. The first thing you're going to see is this huge list. And this list is all of the club officers in District 91. And you can see name, email address, member number, the role and the club ID, the sessions they've attended, and whether or not they've completed training. So whether or not we have recorded in this system enough information to show they have completed training. Right now, it says none have completed, and I'll come back to why that is in just a moment. So you can always check whether a given person is correctly recorded. One thing to be aware of, if people register for Zoom or COTS on Zoom, if they don't use their District 91 email address, or they don't put enough information in the form, we may not be able to match them automatically with their record. And when you see that, it will show up as unmatched, and I will explain what we do about that a bit later. So I'm going to ignore this for a second. we're going to add a COT session. A COT session is your COT. COT one of your area directors has run. This might be a multi-session COT. So if you're running, for example, the corporate COTs was run over three 1-hour sessions. Remember, you've got to have this 3 hours of training so it can be delivered either one single session or a split session, either 2 sessions or 3 sessions, depending on how you've organized it. So what we're going to do is we are actually going to add a COT that has already occurred and I have the data for. So if your COT is not listed, you've got add session. Now, the Division J COTs was run on the 1st of November. It's the very first one out the gate. So I'm just going to, we're going to say Division J COT. And I'm going to put as a description, I'm going to put Division J COT, 1st of November. And I'm actually going to put in the full details. Here we go. Now, try and be descriptive, give more information. There's going to be a load of COTs on here, so you want to be able to easily find your COT. Click create, and here it is, right? Here is the COT we've created. It has no registrations, nobody signed up for it. This isn't the meetup sign up. This is registrations that this system has captured. I'm going to explain a little bit more about that later. And it has no event. So because a COT can be one or more sessions, I've called them events here, it will list the number of events. So let's click through into the COT. And you see not a lot's happened so far. If you're doing an in-person COT, Janet has shared a spreadsheet for the tracking of that COT. Right? So first things first, that sheet needs to be in the same shape with the same headers that it already has. You can leave the stuff at the top. Anything above the headers you can change if you want to, but leave the shape of the sheet the same. Otherwise, the Toast parser won't be able to understand the sheet and you will struggle to upload it. We'll come back to what you upload when you're doing a Zoom COT in a little bit. So first thing we need to do is we need to add an event. So for an in-person COT, there's only going to be one event, but you still need to add it. So let's put in some values. JCOT. I'm just going to copy the description through again. Obviously, if you've got different events on different days, fill them in, make them distinguishable. We'll set the date. The date was the 1st of November, and the COT was run at 10 a.m. Location was Village Hall in Chepstow. So we can put that in. This doesn't affect anything, it's just for note taking. So I am going to, there is a slight bug which I need to fix. So remember, all the COTs have to be 3 hours, but I'm actually going to put 1.5 hours here, and I'm going to say it's a full session, right? This is a complete training. If I put 3 hours here, it will declare everybody as not having completed the training, which is annoying for the demo. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put 1.5 hours here, and I'm going to click create. So here is our event. Click through to the event. Now here's where it gets useful. If I click upload CSV, this can be actually a CSV or an Excel file. So all you're going to do, the spreadsheet you filled in, you can't see it because I'm only sharing the screen, but I'm going to dump that file in. You can either click the box or you can drag a file in and it will add it in here. I'm going to click upload. When you click upload, it's doing a bunch of work. It's basically taking the content of the sheet, for each person on that sheet, it's going to match them against the list of club officers for the district. And you can see, and it will flag if there is an issue. So you can see here, Andrew's attended. We've got, so it's defaulted to 120 minutes from that sheet. It should have defaulted to 180 minutes. This is why I've said it's slightly short. So for each COT, the session is 3 hours. People are obliged to attend for a certain amount of that 3 hours. So I can't just sign into the Zoom call, sign out 2 minutes later and declare that as success and ticked off. It is your responsibility to make sure the sheet reflects reality. So now it's uploaded. That for the in-person COT is it. A bunch of magic things have happened. So you can see here, these people, and you can sort and you can filter and you can do all those things. It's matched. We recognize who this person is. We know what club and what role they have. And they have attended enough of the training for it to be complete. This matters more on the Zoom training. On the in-person COT, if they have a row in the sheet, we assume you are declaring they have completed. So for an in-person COT, that will be all you need to do for now. So if we go back, all of these things are automatically updated. As you go back, you'll see updated figures. So we can now see that 15 people have completed training. And if I resort this table, here they all are. What I did for the corporate COT is that's a multi-event COT where someone has to attend session 1, 2, and 3. I've actually deleted session 3 to show you what happens. So although 66 people have completions, there are actually nobody has completed training there. So now let's go through and talk about Zoom events. So I've already set up the top level session for this event, and you can see in the description I've put session 1 when it runs. They actually run for this event. Each session is run twice on 2 different dates. So the first session 1, so of 3 sessions, was run on the 4th November, 8 to 9 a.m. 50 people were registered, or actually were seen on the list of attendees. Only 48 people completed the event. That means only 48 people out of those 50 people were there for long enough. So we take the information from the participation and registration sheets that Zoom provides automatically. Now, to do the matching in the same way that we have talked about in the previous one, it's important that you look at the information that Janet sent you and make sure you set up your Zoom event with exactly the same set of questions. Because the columns that come out in the database, or in the spreadsheet, are used to match with processing. So if they don't match, it will reject the upload of the sheet. If you do struggle or you get stuck in that stage, or you've made a typo or something like that, come and talk to me and we'll help get you sorted so we can get your data uploaded. So nobody can have completed the training in this corporate COTS yet because I've got 2 session 1s set up. One of them, the second session 1 will run tomorrow. So although a bunch of people have attended and completed the individual events, we haven't got anybody having completed section 3 of 3. So nobody's list is complete. So what we're going to do is we're going to re-add the session 3 event. So I'm going to call it session 3, and this ran on session 3, Thursday the 6th of November. From 8 till 9. Now remember, these titles are really just for your reference so we know when the session ran. So Thursday, the 6th of November, block. Zoom in here, 1 hour. Now, the key thing here, depending on whether you run a 1 3-hour Zoom session or whether you run 3 1-hour sessions, is if you've got 1-hour sessions, obviously you need 3 of them. If you've got 1.5-hour sessions, you need 2 of them. And if you've got a 3-hour session, you need 1 of them. So this is module 3. So they run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they actually repeat modules 1, 2, and 3 again, so people can attend like session 1, session 2 in the first week and session 3 in the third week. Create the event. Now, when you run the Zoom event, if you log back into Zoom and go to the meeting, you can download the meeting files. There are 2. The first one is the registration file, and you can do this in advance. So when you've got your registrations, you can upload the registration files. And you're here. I'm going to drag it in. I know you can't see it. So this will allow you to differentiate for people that have registered and people that have registered but not attended. So we upload. It will upload the list with all the people. Now we need to go into session 3 because that's the one we're dealing with. And now on this page, what we need to upload is the participation file for that session. So in the participation file, if you open up the one you get, it will basically tell you each person with their email address and the questions they filled in, and also how many minutes of the event they attended. So when I upload this, we're going to process it, and you can see. So here are all the participants. You can see some of the information they filled in. You can also see when they first joined and when they left the meeting. And this is quite important because, for example, if you look at this first entry here, the person joined just after 8 o'clock, great, but they left 20 minutes before the end. So their participation doesn't count as complete that module. So Adam here would have to attend session 3 the week after, and obviously session 1 and session 2 to mark his training as complete. So you can obviously look through these and chase people. So as I said, this is automatically, now I can go back to the previous section. It's automatically, now you can see here, and the number of actual completed trainings has gone up significantly. So you can see these people attended 3 sessions. In fact, if you click on them, it will tell you which sessions they attended. And you can see all the information. Great. So now what? You can keep track of which of your members have and haven't completed training. You can find by filter by officers. So you can find someone, if someone says they have completed, one of the things that may have happened is they may be mismatched, which means someone has registered, but the registration details we weren't able to match up with the district records. So maybe they mistyped their membership ID, or they used their work email address instead of their TI email address. There's lots of reasons why someone might not be matched. So I know who this is, Jean here. We didn't have enough information to match it with the record. But you can contact this person. You can work out who they are. They might be from outside a district. We'll come back to outside a district in a minute. You can see how many sessions have attended, whether they've completed training, all the standard things. So we've reached the end of the training period. You've uploaded all of the events. All of the people have been hopefully registered, hopefully correctly assigned to users. There may be people that haven't been matched. Now on this screen, these are people who are unmatched. It's actually gone down to 0 registrations because I deleted the original record and it's a little confused. But a letter here I know is from out of district. So what you as a division director would do, or the trio would do, is go through this list and you can look up members. So if I click on this, if I click on match officer here, that will be coming in the very near future. So what you will have is an ability to search for district officers and basically assign an officer to their district record. For the remainder, that, for example, for people from outside of district, the trio will be able to take those records, match them with the outside district information, and share that information with the other districts. So we'll go back. Now, the very last step, as division directors, you need to record the information on TI. This tool does not do that for you automatically, and I'm sure there'll be many reminders to make sure this information is recorded correctly. The way you do that, go to View Club Summaries. Now this sheet matches the layout of the sheet on Toastmasters International. The idea is, whilst we can't do it automatically for you, what we can do is you can side by side the two views and you'll be able to effectively eyeball the rows and check they match. So you can filter, so we can filter down to Division B. You can see these are the clubs. You can see the status. Grey means there isn't a registered secretary for that club. Red means they haven't completed it, and green means they have. Great. If you need more information about a given club's status, obviously you could use this for doing your nudges, right? So if we're 3/4 of the way through training and there's only 2 registered officers here, you can click on the details and you can see, right? You can see the officers and you can see their status. So you can use that information to provide chasers and so on. So there we are. We have one source of truth. This is effectively the source of truth about all the people that have attended training within District 91 for the winter COTs. So this replaces the spreadsheet. We had some features implemented here for Zoom COTs last time. Some of you may have used it, but this is the source of truth. If they're not recorded here, they won't get recorded onto TI. So Please ensure that your COTs are registered. Please ping if there are any problems or something's not working, and we will make it work. We'll fix the issues. Hopefully in the future we'll make it even more seamless. It might be a little clunky at the moment, but hopefully it makes the trio's job of managing this process easier, and hopefully it also makes your job of managing this process easier. Things to remember: do use the templates. You need to use the spreadsheet that was given out for recording in-person COTs. That is the only form this system will accept. So if there's the data's in a different form or is missing stuff, you'll have to copy it over. It does try and do quite a smart job of matching members. It'll match them by membership ID and it'll match them by email address. So hopefully you'll find that a lot of the work is done for you automatically, and for given records, you will be able to override the record with updated values and match them manually if you need to. And it will be recorded against your name. So the person, so like any good system, the automated stuff happens automatically. We track who uploaded, and we also track any overrides. So if you do match people, just be honest, follow the Toastmasters way. Any problems, contact myself or Janet, and have fun. And hopefully this will make your life less painful.
That's great. Thank you, Rory. Just to emphasize, the Zoom questions have to be comprehensive as set out in the guidelines. So it's not only the in-person spreadsheet, but it's the Zoom questions have to be set up when the Zoom meeting is scheduled.
100%. The details you catch there, if you copy what's on that sheet exactly into the Zoom questions, unfortunately, there isn't a good way of us doing it automatically or making your life easier on that one. Sorry. Then we can automatically match the members up. Otherwise, you would have to go through and manually update them. So try to make your life easier. Follow that sheet carefully, double check it, and have fun.